What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. It's your girl, Miss Honey. You guys already know what this is. It's Wednesday. So what does that mean? Greenleaf. This episode was good. It was all about Bishop. I halfway thought that Bishop was going to slip off into a coma by the end of this episode. He was doing so many good deeds here and there. I just wasn't sure. You know, when people get ready to leave off into this earth, honey, they get doing all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Redemption and whatnot, repentance and things of this nature, you know. But nonetheless, and nevertheless, it was a good episode, you guys. You guys know this is season 3. This is episode 9, and this episode is called Runaway Train. But before we get into this real good, you guys already know the routine. If you are new to my channel, please remember to hit that subscribe button and that little bell right next to it. That way you're notified anytime I drop a video out there. As well as give me that thumbs up. Do that before you forget now. And remember, let's talk about it down below. Okay. So, like I said, this whole episode is about Bishop. It opens up with Bishop going into the church, and he and Grace are looking at all of the regalia. He has put on quite a show for his what is it called? The Silver Jubilee. He just got it all just laid out. It's a spectacular event. Let Grace tell it. And he admits it was taxing. He did it all by himself. Corinne couldn't help because she was busy over there helping with Lady Mae Day. And May ain't finna do nothing that's gonna bring Bishop any joy. Okay. So she tells him, you're going to have to get you an assistant. You're going to get somebody to help you to do all of these things. Now, I don't know why he doesn't employ Sophia now, because Sophia, that would kill two birds with one stone, but I digress. He concedes, goes back to goes back past the office, and he sees Corinne, and he was like, hey, girl. And she was like, well, I thought I got some divorce papers for you. The courier just dropped them off. And he says, oh, this will be it once I sign it, won't it? And she said, once you sign it, and once she signed it, that's it. It's a divorce. It's a done deal. And she says it with hope in her eyes, like, y'all have time to turn back on this thing, but it's all right. Then we see him talking with Grace again, and he's talking about Sophia, asking how Sophia is doing, and she tell him all she do is go to school, come home, stay in a room, and that's all she do. He said, well, I'm thinking about going to see her. Well, why don't you go do that, Daddy? Okay, that would mean a lot to her. He concedes, and she said, I want to talk to you for a minute. So they go into his office, and she asks him about Rochelle. What's going on with you and Rochelle? You really trust her? How much money did you give her? Your mama told you that. Your mama told you that, huh? I'm just saying, Daddy, something about it I don't trust. But aren't you doing this whole legal fund thing with her? Why would you do that if you don't trust her, Grace? This what Daddy say. She said, well, the reason I did it is because I don't trust her. It don't make any sense, Grace. You can say it 5 ways to Sunday. You can say it all backwards. You can do it in sign language, honey, but it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Why would you do this elaborate scheme when you could have just hired a good private investigator? Preferably a woman, because y'all know we knows it better than anybody. But I digress. So he gets a little upset with her about it, and she tells him, you need to get your money back, Daddy. And he says, I will get my money back, Grace, with dividends. I was like, oh, you might be right about that, Bishop, because dividends comes in a lot of different forms. Now, I'm telling you that now. You can invest in the smart, happiness, successful things of your life, and you can invest in your life's destruction if you want to. Both will yield something, Bishop. But what will they yield? Huh? That what you plant will grow. Then we see Bishop go over to talk to Charity. And she is there curled up on the couch looking a little sourpuss. And Aaron and Kevin are there with little baby Nathan, and they playing and frolicking. He goes in. He's very warm to Kevin, very warm to Aaron. gets baby Nate, gets to handling baby Nate and hugging on baby Nate. Baby Nate was like, I'm not feeling your energy right now, Papa. And he goes to crying. He gives the baby back. Well, he shakes Aaron and tells everybody goodbye. See you later, Kevin. Take good care. See you later, Aaron. Gives Aaron a handshake and puts his hand on top. I mean, very endearing. Sees Charity and looks at Charity. Charity, how you doing? She was like, He was like, you all right? And she was like, oh, yeah. He knows something is going on, but he's not sure what. Well, on his way out, Aaron stops him and talks to him for a minute, lets him know that his daddy got pancreatic cancer. Lionel got pancreatic cancer. He in his last days. And Bishop was like, y'all getting along again? And he says, well, hit and miss. We off and on, it's tough, and Bishop tells Aaron that he gonna talk to Lionel. I call him. All right. So then we see where Bishop goes to visit Sophia. And he goes to talk to her, and she, of course, she's got some questions. This is the bishop. She throws some questions out there at him. And you ever get mad at, you ever get mad? And he, consoles her. He laments with her. He tells her, this life is tough. Yeah, of course you get mad. You have questions, things of that nature, and people questioning you. It ain't easy. He said, but I can't get down like that. Who would I blame? And she said, well, God, of course. He said, why don't you come to church on Sunday? After he tells her about the things that make him feel better when he's not at peace. He thinks about Jacob. He thinks about Charity singing a song. He thinks about Grace and all her activism and what's not. And he says, all of that, I think about all that, and it gives me peace. And she smiles. And he asks her, why don't you come to church? I don't think I'm going to come to church. I don't think it's for me. I don't think I'm going to do that. And he says, well, it's going to be a special message. You'll like the special message. And she says, I hate my life. And he says, just come to church. Okay. All right. So then he goes back home to Percy's house, and Percy got a friend there. Really, it's a friend. You know what I mean? It's this lady of the evening. Finances for romance, and she just hopped down off Percy and put him to sleep. She's standing there getting herself a glass of wine. And Bishop walk in, he speak to her. She tell him she done knocked Percy out for the night. You need some company too. I was like, ooh, girl, did you just come from the shower or just straight off of the old man peen? No, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. You see? So he sends her on her way, thank you, but no thank you. Then he goes to see Jacob. He's sitting there. It's just the three boys. Little Dinky, Winky, Tinky, and Nod. He's down there playing the train. And he and Jacob having a cool beverage together. And he tells him Carissa's gone out, and he starts to ask him about Tasha. What's going on with you and the Tasha girl? And Jacob was like, what you mean Tasha? Who? Tasha who? I'm sorry, what? He was like, well, when I walked in the office, I could see, no, that ain't nothing going on. I told you I don't get down like that no more. Just bold-faced line. Okay, so Bishop tells him, he been contemplating about signing the divorce papers. He really don't want to sign the divorce papers, but he hadn't heard from the Lord about what he should do. So Jacob said, don't sign. You do your Silver Jubilee. Not and bring down the house. Let Mama do her Lady Day thing and bring down the house. Y'all go to y'all mutual corners and let's call this whole thing off. Bishop was like, okay, all right. You think that'll work? You think that'll work? You think we can start over? And Jacob think it's gonna work. Then he goes to talk to Percy. He's talking to Percy on the porch the next day, and he asked him about Aaron's daddy. How long y'all been friends? How long ago did it happen? That's what he asked him, and he told him, long enough, and these things, and yada yada yada. And he tells him, why don't you go and talk to him? Why are you so eager for me to talk to him? He said, well, listen, there's few people in this world, that's what he said, you can work things out with. Maybe he's one of them. Now, this is what I don't understand. I don't understand why your good friend Percy is talking you into hurrying up and divorcing your wife, but he wants to at the same time talk you into forgiving Lionel for what he did with May? Huh? Don't that seem odd to you? Does it seem odd to anybody else? Y'all let me know. Y'all put it down below. Now you consistently big upping and selling Rochelle to Bishop while tearing down May and their marriage, encouraging him to hurry up, tidy this thing up, wrap it up, divorce your wife and get done with it. But in the same breath, you are telling him to go down and bring forgiveness and reconciliation to Lionel. Huh? You said what? Okay. All right. We'll talk about it down below. Then he goes and takes some coffee to Charity. And he talks to Charity and finds out that Aaron and Kevin are buying a house. Huh? A mid-century. And they talk about getting married. My. Well, Bishop also consoles her, gives her some solid advice. When she says to him, why does everybody get their fairy tale ending but me? First of all, darling, you're not at the end. You're not at the end. You're at the beginning of a thing trying to figure out the end of the thing. Why don't you just work? Why don't you just toil? Why don't you just try to live your best life while caring and loving for others and serving others, okay? Why don't you do that and see what happens? See what fleshes itself out. Because up until this point, you've been on the teat. You've been mollycoddled. You have not yet lived, my dear. You have not yet lived. Okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. He tells her that wanting Kevin and Aaron to be happy, to have a safe and stable relationship, is wanting the best for brother Nate, the baby. And her encouraging that and being happy about that is the best thing she could do. And she smiles, she gets it, she understands. She understands. I'm sure she still feels some type of way, but she understands. See, this is all a part of Charity's learning process. Okay, God bless the child has got his own, okay? Mama may have, huh? Hear what I say? And Papa may have, huh? Are you there? Are you there? But God bless the child that has his own. Charity, you got to go out there and get your own. Kevin, okay, although he may have started this thing out with a lie, he has righted himself, in my opinion. He's living his best life. He's living his truth. He's living an authentic life, my dear, and you must do the same. I digress. Then we see at the service, oh, him and Charity singing, huh? Long as I help somebody, long as I help somebody along the way, that my living's not in vain. He joins in on the song. It's seems to be emotional for everybody but me. Uh, Grace comes up to announce her father, and she gets the crowd all worked up and rah rah rah. And my daddy is a man of faith and of vision. Won't you give him a holy hand clap of praise as he comes up to bless us with the word? I was like, Grace, ooh, child, it smells like urine. Okay, it's coming from the sky like rain, but it smells like urine to me, darling. Okay, it's just bull crap. Anyway, he does the service, does the sermon, and everybody's rah-rahed up. And Miss Connie tells him on her way out, Bishop, Lady Mae gonna have to do a lot to top that sermon. Boy, she gonna have to work hard to top that sermon, Bishop. And he was like, it's not a competition. I was like, kinda is. See, Sophia, she wants to go on home. Did you get my sermon? Did it bless you? Huh? Did you not hear the Lord in that sermon, huh? Well, she did not. I suspected it didn't have any anointing behind it, but I digress. Tells her to come to the office. When comes to the office, she tells him she doesn't think she have a soul. Didn't he bless your soul? I don't think I have a soul anymore, grandfather. I just don't think so. He tells her the story about the runaway train. It's a beautiful story. It's got a fishy ending. It's got a fishy ending, but it's a beautiful story. It's very eloquent. I could see how it would move the people. Me, The kind of person I am, I don't know, I might have questions for him. But he tells her, after he tells her this wonderful story and she has a tear falling out of one eye and it's all very, very emotional, he tells her that she needs to be there for God. God needs her. Sophia, you need God. Anywho, so he's back at Percy's house. And him and Percy get to talking, and Percy talks about Bishop asked him, you ain't got no young lady here tonight. He said, I can't afford that kind of luxury more than once a week. And he said, what? Is it about the money? He said, it ain't about the money, it's about self-respect. He can't afford to get that self-respect up once a week. Come on now. You ain't got to be with a prostitute to have little respect for yourself, Percy. We've seen that. We've seen that. It doesn't have anything to do necessarily or only to do with sex. It's a lot of things you do to discredit yourself, huh? And devalue yourself, Percy. And talking your friend into divorcing his wife without nary bit of encouragement about maybe working it out, trying to work it out, trying to talk to her, giving him some civil advice about what he could do, possibly do to mend fences with his wife. I'm sorry, says a lot about you, in my opinion. He says, a man like you, you got a pretty young thing in Rochelle, a woman that'll rub your feet and see about you. I was like, once again, you big up in Rochelle and you don't have a kind word to say about me. You don't have a kind word to say about his relationship with me. All right, so then we see where Bishop sits down and talks to Rochelle. After he leaves Percy, he sits in his room. He looks in at his pictures. Just the night before he sees Rochelle, looks at his picture as a young man. He was very, very, very good looking. Very good looking. He looks a lot like Jacob, except a little darker. You know what I'm saying? A little slimmer in the face. He had as thick of a neck area. Good looking man. He's thinking. He's thinking. The next day when he see Rochelle, he goes to talk to her. She thinks he wants to talk about the money, but he wants to talk about why she likes him. I'm an old man. I shake. And he just goes over his whole list of ills and why she would want him. And she turns it around. She flips it. She flips it on him. She tells him, pull out the app for your Bitcoin. He pulls out the app and opens it up and sees all this money that he has made. Now, why he hasn't checked you give somebody all your money, first of all, you're going to watch that doggone app like a clock. Okay, you're gonna watch it like a stoplight, okay, waiting on that joker to turn green, huh? So you can go. All right. So she got to tell you to take out your phone so you can look at all this money. I made this much money already. So who's using who, Bishop? Who's using who? Your whole family is a den of snakes. All you see are snakes. I don't know if she tells him she gonna give him his money or who's using who. Sounds like you're using me. I'm done. I'm done. Trying to convince you of who I am. Oh please, Rochelle. Oh please, Rochelle. I'll never doubt you again. I'll never doubt you again. He nuzzles his nose on one side of her face, and she is crying. At the same time, she got a look on her face like she couldn't stand him touching her. Part of me feels like, yeah, she couldn't stand him touching her, but at the same time, she seemed like she was really meaning it. You know what I mean? Like, is she falling for Bishop a little bit? But then when I saw that downturned mouth, I said, oh no, them tears right there made a hot acid, baby. Hot acid, Bishop. Don't get none of that on you, baby. It will eat the meat right off of your bones. This girl here got some serious guile, okay, for Bishop. Serious guile for this family. She all in on this. This is one of the most dangerous enemies you will face in your lifetime, Bishop. Is this woman and her family right here. Huh? Ooh, A woman scorned is nothing nice, baby, or nothing nice at all. Then we see Bishop, he's sitting on the porch with Percy. And he Percy asked him, "You going to see your friend?" Yeah, he said, "I'm going to see him today." So when Bishop goes to see Percy, he's in a convalescent home, looks like. Very nice one now. Very nice when Bishop walks in and there's a white woman there. She crying. I don't know why her color matter. I don't even know why I brought that up. But it's a woman sitting there. And he sits down and he consoles her. Gives her a beautiful, beautiful word of encouragement about, instead of looking at it like she's sad because she had to put her dad there because she couldn't take care of him. He said, what a wonderful, wonderful thing for God to give you a father who is so loved, and to also give you that love that you would know what's best for him is to put him here so that he gets the best care. This is a wonderful, wonderful act of love. And she said, this love hurts. And he says, may I pray with you? And he gives her one line prayer, and it's powerful, it's impactful, and she thanks him, and he goes in the room and talks to Lionel. When he gets in and talks to Lionel, he has a little venom for Lionel. He ends up forgiving Lionel, but he goes ahead and puts Lionel's feet to the fire about a friend, your closest. The enemy is always closest to your friend, and there's like a little Bible reference about friends stabbing you in the back or betraying you or whatnot. And he lets Lionel squirm a little bit. Lionel is poorly. He's very poorly. He seems very sickly. Probably won't ever. This is the last time we're going to see each other. I forgive you. He goes on out the door. I said to myself, boy, look at this. Look at this. Now, you done spent the whole last 2 days giving everybody advice, encouraging everybody, and you come in and you don't have a kind word for Lionel. You just want to let him know, I'm going to clear my calendar. Okay, I'm going to clear my books. Okay, and forgive you and get it off my plate. And everything else you just going to have to deal with. And I said to myself, same thing for you, Bishop. Same thing for you. Same thing for you. Okay, the same medicine you got for Lionel and you got for May, you might as well take it for yourself. You might as well turn that teaspoon around and pour you a dose of it too. Okay, you got some people that's gonna have to forgive you, that you're gonna want to forgive you one day. All right. So anyway, he forgave the man and went on about his business. And then we see him, he back at the church. And he decides in that moment to sign the divorce papers. After he takes a deep breath, he signs the papers. And then he walks them over past Corinne and into May's office and gives it to her and tells her he signed it. And she says, why did you do that? And he tells her, because I no longer own the rights to this marriage. Now it's up to you. You can sign them if you want to. He takes a deep breath as she opens the envelope up and looks at it, looks at his signature, and she signs it. His head falls. She gives it to him, and he holds on to it while she's holding on to it, and they look at each other. And they both, neither one of them want to do it, but they both have gone too far to turn back now. He left it up to her. She left it up to him, and both of them Negroes end up signing it. Okay, he takes the envelope out and gives it to Corinne, realizing that he had just missed Sophia, who had just left his office. He goes in his office and he sees that Sophia has left the Bible that he gave her. Now, she tried to return it earlier when he went to see her, and he told her no, to hold on to it. And so now he sees that she's brought it back. So your sermon and your story about the train, it has not changed Sophia's heart. She has still decided that she is going to return that Bible, and she's going to go about her way and do what she want to do for however long she want to do it. Bishop sits down and holds that Bible tight, baby. And that's how the episode ends. That's Greenleaf. What's going on with Sophia? Sophia say, I'm bound, bend, and determined. I'm bound, bend, and determined. And just like it took something life-changing to turn her heart from God, it's going to take something life-changing to turn her heart back to God, okay? And in order for her to gain strength and realize who she is in Christ, She gonna have to reconcile with God. What y'all think about Kevin and Aaron getting married? What y'all think about how Bishop handled the Lionel situation? I'm glad he forgave him, but it just seemed like, and not that he shouldn't be mad. The man slept with his wife. I'm just saying, but you slept with the sister. And for you to act like it's the ones closest to you, you was closer to May than anything. Than anything. Huh? That's Greenleaf, y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all think of this episode. Put it down below. Ooh, we next week going to be a mess. We get to see Basie Skanks is back next week, so y'all check me out next Wednesday. For Greenleaf. Until next time, honeybees. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Ow!